Hey, my dears! Welcome to the Grammar Podcast. Put the seatbelt on and let's dive in.
Today we're diving into English grammar. Now I know grammar can sometimes feel, well, a little overwhelming, but it absolutely doesn't have to be. We're going to take our time, I'll be speaking nice and slowly, and we're going to build your English skills step by step using visual building blocks. Think of these rules like pieces of a giant puzzle. Once you see how the pieces fit together, you'll be building wonderful sentences in no time.
Here's our roadmap for today's explainer. We'll start with the who of a sentence, move on to the verb to be, talk about things we have and like, figure out how to put our words in the right order, learn how to say no and ask questions, and finally, look at some really helpful extra words. Let's get right to it.
All right, section 1, the who, which are our pronouns. These are the people and things in our sentences. Okay, let's dive into this. Personal pronouns are just simple, everyday words we use to replace the names of people or things. It just makes speaking so much faster. Let's walk through this table together, nice and slow. First up is I, which you use to talk about yourself. For example, I am a student. Now please remember this absolutely crucial rule. The pronoun I must always be written with a capital letter in English, no matter where it sits in the sentence. Moving on, you is for the person you're speaking to. Then we have he for one man and she for one woman. It is super handy. We use that for one thing or one animal. Then there's we for me and other people together. And finally, they, used for a group of people or a group of things. Let's look at an example. He is from London. Notice how the word he is in blue? Throughout our explainer today, we're using this blue color code for the who of the sentence. Here, he just replaces a man's name. Super simple, clear, and perfectly correct. Moving right along to section 2, the verb to be. Am, is, and are. This verb is absolutely essential. We use it to give personal info, describe our feelings, or talk about objects. Now, when English speakers talk out loud, we almost always use short forms of this verb to speak a bit more smoothly. Let's practice those. Instead of I am, it becomes I'm, like I'm from Zaire. For he, she, and it, the verb is, and the short forms are he's, she's, and its. For example, it's a big bag. And for you, we, and they, we use are. The short forms become your, we're, and their. We're in class. Getting the hang of these little contractions really makes your English sound so much more natural. And here's how they look when we put them together. It's a big bag. We've got our blue pronoun it combining perfectly with the short form of is to describe the object. Remember, it is for one single thing. Notice how seamlessly those words just join together. Okay, section 3, have and like, talking about things we own or prefer. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the pattern for two very popular verbs, to have for things we own and to like for things we enjoy. These words follow a very specific, predictable pattern. On the left side here, for I, you, we, and they, the rule is a breeze, just use have. But take a look at the right side. When you talk about he, she, or it, you completely change it to has. This is a huge rule in English grammar, so definitely keep an eye on it. Let's actually hear that difference. Listen closely. I have a car, but he has a brother. Notice our red color code for the verb? The action word shifts from have to has for one simple reason. We changed our blue pronoun from I to he. And guess what? The verb to like does the exact same thing. For I, you, we, and they, we just say like. But the moment we talk about he, she, or it, we literally have to add an S to the end. It becomes likes. You always want to listen for that S sound and always remember to add it yourself for he, she, or it. Let's practice saying that. She likes apples. Did you catch that tiny S sound right at the end of likes? She likes. That small sound is incredibly important in English. It shows people you've got the grammar perfectly dialed in. Section 4, sentence order. Subject plus verb plus object. So, why does this matter? Well, in English, putting your words in the right order is pretty much the key to being understood. If things get mixed up, people might get a bit confused. We use a steady, clear pattern. Let's build a sentence slowly, block by block. Step 1 is the subject, the who. We'll use our blue block, she. Step 2 is the verb, the action. We'll drop in our red block, likes. And step 3 is the object, the what. Let's use our green block, apples. Who, action, what? She likes apples. And this brilliantly illustrates how easy it is to just snap simple English sentences together once you know the pattern. Check this out. Blue, red, green. We are friends. We is the subject, are is the verb, friends is the object. It flows perfectly, right? All right, section 5, negatives and questions. How we say no and how we ask things. Now that we can build a positive sentence, how do we say no? With verbs like have and like, we bring in a super helpful little word, don't, which is just the short form of do not. By carefully dropping that simple word don't right before your action word, you instantly flip a sentence from a yes to a no. We eat meat becomes we don't eat meat. I like coffee becomes I don't like coffee. Now, what if you want to ask for information? That's actually super easy too. We just grab the word do and stick it at the very beginning of the sentence. Starting a sentence with do is basically a loud, clear signal to the listener that you're asking a question. Do you like music? Do they have a pen? So the crucial point here is that we use do for verbs like have and like. But remember our special verb to be? When we ask a question with to be, we don't need the word do at all. We just swap the person and the verb. Instead of stating you are a student, we just flip those first two blocks and ask, are you a student? Finally, section 6, helpful extras, plurals, and those little words that really matter. Here are 2 small but amazing rules for absolute beginners to really polish up those sentences. First up, plurals. When we want to talk about more than one of something, most words just take an S at the end. One book becomes 2 books. But watch out, because some special words change their spelling completely. One man becomes 2 men. One woman becomes 2 women. These are irregular, and you kind of just have to practice them. Our very last rule is about these tiny, tiny words. A, an, and the. Let's slow down the pace one last time. If you're talking about a single thing, just any one of them, use a or an. An apple. A pen. Any pen will do. But if you're talking about one specific thing that we both know about, you use the. Like, please look at the floor. Not just any floor, but this specific floor right here in this room. Wow, you have done an absolutely incredible job following along with us today. Before we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a quick thought to test your memory. Can you spot the difference between have and has? Just think back to our special rule for he, she, and it. Keep that locked in your mind, and you are totally prepped and ready for your practice questions. Thanks so much for learning with me today, and keep practicing those building blocks.
If you like this video, write in the comments, subscribe to the channel, give us a like, and share the video with your friends.
And if you'd like to practice more, click the link up here to jump into the next English lesson.